got my mic working a little bit. It is going to be really quiet though. That's primarily because my Elgato is not the best input. I usually go through voice mod, but voice mod has crashed like 7 times now, and I'm struggling to figure out. Oh no, is it up? I think it's up. Anyway, how are you guys? Hello, hi. Let me turn down the music a little bit and get caught up with y'all. Welcome back. We tried restarting your computer. I think if I have to restart my computer one more time, I'm gonna just hold on. Let me at least restart voice mod. Anyway, I'm back. I'm actually streaming. Kashka said I just got back from the gym. Oh my god, After Hours says I just got the shit scared out of me today. I got a paper in the mail from the Selective Service that I thought it was a draft paper. Jesus, imagine getting a draft in the middle of like peacetime. What an insane choice. Okay, I'm trying it again. Someone said, have you tried restarting your computer better? Oh, well, fuck me then. Guys, welcome back to our stream, and also, welcome back to our first charity stream of the... God, it would be of our last charity stream of the year, our first of a series of streams that we're doing to help raise money for the Starlight Children's Foundation. For those who don't know, the Starlight Children's Foundation is a wonderful little group that is out in Australia, actually. I don't think they often have Americans doing streams for them, but I have a friend who works with them, and they are the sweetest people. Hello. And they are essentially, from what I understand, very similar to... my Odra says Australia for the win. Oh my gosh. Also, hi, Paige. Guys, everyone say hi to Paige. Hi, Deuce Covington over on YouTube. Wait, Kashkel said draft into the U.S. Pirate Services if it's peacetime. Oh my god. Okay. I think... Please work. I can't stand having my voice be this quiet when I'm going to be yelling about inventions. By the way, we've got a couple things on the docket today. We're talking about the Game Awards. We're going to be talking about what exactly the Starlight Foundation is, the Starlight Children's Foundation does. At any point, if you're watching on the Twitch stream, you can use !donate to go straight there. And then it'll show you this page, actually, the Tiltify. We're trying to raise just oh my god, we're already $20 of the way in. Guys, this is amazing. This is Australian, by the way, so it counts like 3 times more. And then After Hours says, did you all see what happened with Australia? I have not. Did something happen? Is it something good or bad? Is it bad timing? Yeah, so we're trying to raise 500 Australian dollars, which is a lot. Oh, it's bad? There was a mass shooting? In Australia? Dude. Okay. Well, let's keep it positive, I suppose. We maybe won't focus on that. Jesus fuck. In Australia, though. That is crazy. Also, I think my mic is working. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, perfect. Great. It's now going to be really loud. I'm so sorry. There we go. Updated it a little bit. Damn, yeah, my heart goes out to Australia then. Holy fuck. In that case, though, we are trying to... DB said I'm deaf. Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. And then also Zeus says thanks in advance for being my background noise while I'm building a Gundam. Oh, yeah, I love being background noise. House says Bard, question mark. Are we talking about just like D&D classes in general or like our preferred ones? Because I'm always a druid girly. But Dr. Happy, also hello, welcome in, saying Merry Christmas and pray for England. Oh god, did something happen in England too? What the fuck is happening? Okay, Andronimo, in some good news, says they opened their first Gundam store in the US in Chicago. Hey, that's not bad. So yeah, we're gonna be raising money for the Starlight Children's Foundation. We already had $20 donated, looks like, from... Oh my gosh. From Lukage, who said upside down $20 for the charity. Yeah! The foundation is amazing. My friend works in their like outreach / marketing or whatever type of department it is. It might be content creator relations. But they do just try their best to bring joy to kids in hospitals. We've talked about this in the past because we've done a lot of charities along these lines where it's like, you know, obviously being in a hospital fucking sucks and you get robbed of your childhood, essentially. So they try their best to bring, you know, they fulfill kids' wishes, they bring people to the hospitals to come and bring joy and say hello, try and get people to laugh a little bit. It's an awesome foundation. They actually had a video here talking about, which hopefully you guys will be able to hear it okay over on the YouTube stream, but they had a video talking about how they brought one person's wishes to fruition here, which we
Lottie
can...
was very healthy up until she was about 2. She just developed like a slight tremor in her hand, and it's something that didn't go away.
Here we go.
She just got to a stage where she lost the ability to walk, she lost the ability to crawl, so like pretty much move around independently. We went and got her checked out.
We were in hospital for those 12 days and we got home the day before Christmas with her new diagnosis. We still did a tree.
We just made it the best that we could. I know, like, from my own lived experience, it was like one of the darkest things I had to go through.
And when they can't communicate what they're going through.
Yeah. I'm okay.
I feel like we were on the ward and they might have been singing songs to another room. She was like, what is that? And then they came to sing her some songs and she was just like starstruck. Anything Captain Starlight, she is all about. So it started with that and that was amazing.
And they're all great. All the captains are just so fantastic and so giving with their time.
I think the biggest impact Starlight has had is Lottie's actually not scared to go to hospital. And I think that's because of the captains and the Starlight team. Because without them, I think it could have been a very different story if we didn't have that support.
Lottie's Starlight wish was to do Bluey World. We'd seen it in the newspaper and she thought it was like the coolest idea ever. So we decided to plan the whole trip around Bluey World. And thankfully we were able to go to Australia Zoo and SeaWorld and stay up in Brisbane and just like have the absolute best time.
Lottie to have this consistent days of joy. It was just what she needed, but everything she's been through, and it was something we wouldn't have been able to provide for her. So to be gifted that is just incredible.
Just seeing Lottie that happy, it just meant the world, and it's something that we tried not to stop her feeling. Starlight do the best job of any charity in the world.
The impact and the change we have seen in Lottie has just been amazing. If
yeah, my
you
other
can offer
just, like,
that to another child, please do. You just don't know how much of an impact it can have.
Yeah, so that's what they do. They're a wonderful group. If you want to, at any point too, you can check out more information on their About Us page to see where exactly the money is going. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to the donation is in the description of the stream right now, but I will also put it in chat for y'all. And then for those watching over on Instagram, I'm afraid that I have, it's not gonna be easy to to send everything over to you guys, because Instagram just isn't that friendly in that sense, but hopefully I'll see you over on YouTube or Twitch or whatever you, whatever your preferred platform is, and from there you can navigate to the donation page. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna toss the link in the YouTube chat. It's not going to be a hyperlink because unfortunately that's just how YouTube works. Oh, it will be a hyperlink. Okay, yay. Thank God it fixed. Okay, solid. Anyway, After Hours Arcades, hello. And Yves says, did you know that there was a study done on ants to test if they could count their steps? The way they did this was to put them on stilts and see if they walked too far, and they did. I love just picturing a bunch of confused ants on stilts. That's insane. Also, we've reached... Holy shit. Okay, cool. Well, we've already reached $170 donated to the Starlight Fund, the Starlight Foundation. That's amazing. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Who are the donors? I should also be writing their names on the board. I am so exhausted that I fully forgot how I'm supposed to do these streams. Hold on. We had $170 donated. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Nimbus Comics donated 100 Australian dollars saying super worthy goal. Heck yeah. Thank you, Nimbus. Oh my gosh. Nimbus Comics with $100 Australian. House Duggan. Here we are. Had also donated. What are we at? 50. And then Luke is at 20. Hell yeah, kicking it off as usual. leading the charge. Thank you so much, Lukic. You guys are the best. Truly, I appreciate it immensely. This is our last donation stream of the year, our last charity stream of the year. We're starting it again next year with a bunch of cool stuff. The World Wildlife Fund is going to be a little bit more involved. Hey, Arlentrick is here saying happy streamus. Hi, Arlo. How's it going? Guys, everyone say hi. Nimbus says 6-month anniversary with you guys. Wanted to celebrate with some charity. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, and welcome back for your 6 months. Let's see. We also had Wild Tom. Oh my gosh, hi. Is this Cardwell Tom? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Who has followed. Same with Austin. Myodra is on 5 streams in a row. Kilntor is here. We also have Nimbus who resubscribed. Myriak who resubscribed. Lukic and DBCU who resubscribed. Thank you guys so much. And Lukic says, no wait, I'll just turn my monitor upside down for the stream. Problem solved. Good God. And then Arlentrix says, can't complain at all for a Tuesday, bud. How are you? Oh my God. Oh, it's Tuesday for you guys. I had a minor panic attack. I thought that I had somehow slept through an entire day. I'm finally home, which is nice. I'm actually gonna be hanging out in my own place for the foreseeable future. For Notster says, was that your knees cracking? No, it was probably my chair. I am assuming. This thing is, it's pretty steady. I guess I don't want to complain about it. They do decent work over at Streamlabs. But RL says you finally get to settle for the holidays. Yeah, I'm not doing anything until PAX East. And so I'm gonna be actually here, which is crazy. I don't have to look at my suitcase for like 4 or 5 months. How insane is that? But I did, as part of my most recent travel, I did get to go and check out the Game Awards, which, by the way, is one of the coolest fucking, like, events, or events, you know, really just experiences that I've ever fucking been to. Holy shit. It is so cool. The Game Awards are amazing. The orchestra was fantastic. The announcements were wonderful. Stupid Nerd said I have a Danish friend, so them being a day ahead messes with me too. Yeah, I feel that. I have too many Australian friends. I need to have them all fight and thin out the ranks a little bit. One of the games that was announced, well, there's 2 big ones that I think will appeal to you guys. The first one was Divinity from Larian Studios. Larian, the folks who did Baldur's Gate 3, are returning to Rivellon, their original world. And they are going to be going through and creating what they call their biggest game yet. They don't, from what I understand, it's not in the original Sin series, and it's, yeah, Myodra says larger scale as well. Arla says the trailer was so cool. Dude, seeing it in person, seeing all those people, like, walking down the aisles of the Game Awards in, like, peasant gear and smiling, and then all of a sudden getting yeeted into the air, that was crazy. And the way that the trailer had, someone said that they represented all 7 of the deadly sins in the trailer. DBC said Larian has money to make games now because of Baldur's Gate 3. I want to point out, Divinity Original Sin 1, it has been one of the best games of all time, like considered one of the best games of all time for a very long time. It kind of, anytime anyone is like, hey, I love Larian for Baldur's Gate 3, I'm like, go play Divinity. Because if you're upset with how little content there is in Baldur's Gate 3, or you believe it to be little content, or you're like, fuck, I finished Baldur's Gate 3 and I have nothing to do now, that's what I mean. If you're like, oh my god, I don't have enough games to play now, go back and play Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. It is so good. It uses the exact same sort of engine, I believe, and mechanics, and it's so amazing. Michael says a friend of mine was so disgusted by the Divinity trailer, she doesn't want to try any of the other ones. What the fuck was wrong with the Divinity trailer? I want to point out, so here's the thing. The trailer. The worst part about it in my head was the fact that they actively showed people vomiting. But that was just like a little icky, you know? I just wasn't expecting that. But sex has always been a part of the games, and anyone who says otherwise has never played them, clearly. It's even talked about in, I'm pretty sure, Baldur's Gate 3. Isn't there a... It's either Baldur's Gate or Divinity, but you can, like, hire a prostitute, I'm pretty sure. Androna says Diana someone was immolated. Okay. Okay, so... This is... Okay, I'm gonna point out something to you guys. Okay, Divinity, Original Sin... oh my god. What's her name? Fire Lady. So, there was a... Screaming Lady on Fire. Maybe that'll find it. Nope, that's the Slug Queen. Alice Shion. So I want to point out that there was a lady who was perpetually cursed to be on fire in Divinity Original Sin 2. And she was essentially, like, crucified. hung up on by chains, I believe it was, to a cross, constantly screaming and constantly being immolated and never allowed to die. I also want to point out that Divinity Original Sin 2 had, what are they called? Weaponized monks as a creature that you could fight. These were human beings who used to have source magic, a certain type of magic that's really prevalent in the game, and they had the source of magic stripped out of them and then were made silenced and then turned into war machines. Their bodies were like basically melded into metal. You can see that this guy's back skin stretches up over his head. I genuinely, the first couple times I played this game, I thought that these were dogs, because I'm pretty sure they bark like dogs as well. Their Divinity has always had really fucked up concepts, and I feel like, and it's been an adult game the entire time. It has some really horrifying stuff that happens. It has really adult themes. It has some really intense looking characters and some crazy models. So anyone who's like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting this from the trailer. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting this from the Baldur's Gate 3 crew. Grow the fuck up and then go put some respect on Larian's name for their other games that they did, because they are amazing and still to this day my favorite games of all time, beating out Baldur's Gate 3, but granted I haven't finished Baldur's Gate 3. So I think it was perfect. Honestly, I think it was a fantastic trailer. But yeah, Harrison says that thank you for supporting this charity. Happy holidays to you and yours. Yeah, oh, happy holidays to you guys as well. Kaglai over on Instagram says it's dark and so much fun. Yeah, it sets the tone perfectly. I also want to say that they had a statue, the Divinity statue, outside of the Game Awards, and it was the coolest thing to see in person. It was really fucking cool. Here we go. Here's a picture of it if you haven't seen it already. This is what it looked like in the trailer, in the announcement. And then in real life, you could walk all the way around it and see all of these like bodies, essentially, that were scattered around the base of it. And if you zoom in, you might be able to see, so the edges had like smoke coming out of them. But you can see like a snake, there's a bear head here, there are like different undead creatures, there are orcs, and it's 360 degrees all the way around the statue. You can see all these faces being melded in and pulling out of the base of it. I don't know what they made it out of, but the level of detail is insane. It is so cool. Maya just says, remember, it's a kids fundraising stream, meanwhile, weaponized monks. Fair. Jairsex says, thoughts on Jennifer English being in the last 3 games of the year? She's so incredible. I'm not a big names person, so I genuinely don't. She seems really nice. I had a friend meet her. She seems really cool. Seems friendly too. Just like a ray of sunshine type human being from what I saw. So that's awesome. That's great. Let's see. Super Nerd said, I remember it being revealed a few weeks before the Game Awards. Yeah, so I'm honestly kind of surprised that it's not part of the original Sin series, if anything. I'm wondering if that means that it's not going to be... I wonder if it's not going to be a turn-based game then. I don't know. I then went through and I bought the original 3 Divinity games. So Divine Divinity, Beyond Divinity, and Divinity 2. And so I kind of want to like... I don't know. I might go play through them. I know they're really old. They're from like 2000-something. 2000 maybe? It might be 2006. But I want to go through and play them. Improv GM says, did you get Divinity Dragon Commander? I didn't. I'm actually unfamiliar with that one. Oh wait, yeah, and Michael says the stuff people were really impressed with in Baldur's Gate 3 were more interesting in Original Sin 1 and 2. Yeah, exactly. Also, Sicarius says, hello from Redmond. Hi, keep up your content and hope you aren't near the Green River Levee. I don't know what that is. But not to my knowledge. I've also been out of town for like weeks straight. Dr. Norb says, can I ask what Starlight is? You absolutely can. So, the Starlight Children's Foundation is based in Australia. They are essentially like bringing smiles to kids in hospitals. It's very much the same sort of vibe that we've raised money for a couple times in the past. They bring out children to, it's kind of like Make-A-Wish. They do a little bit more than I guess the stuff that we talked about, where a lot of the fundraisers that we've done in the past bring video games to kids in hospitals. These guys will bring entertainment. They'll bring people to come out and chat with the kids, bring smiles to their faces, joke around with them, get a little bit of a laugh out of them while they're going through treatment. They also do wish granting, and so you can have a kid who is currently suffering in a hospital have a chance to you know, for example, one kid went and, I don't need a screensaver, went to Bluey World in Queensland. And so we watched the video about that. Her name was Lottie. And so she got to meet Bluey and have a fun time out there. They shipped her whole family out, which was wonderful. So at any point, you can use ! donate to bring us to... Oh my god, wait. Did we... Holy shit, yeah! Oh my god, we had a couple more donations. You guys, this is wonderful. Holy shit. So we had, let's see, Luggage House Duggan and Harrison donated $50 to the kids. Thank you so much, Harrison. That looks like an M. I am so sorry. Harrison. There we go. With a $50 donation. This isn't Australian, so it's a little bit cheaper in American. Deuce Covington with a $20 dono. Thank you so much, Deuce. Let's see, Covington with 20 Australian. We also had Thomas Cardwell. Thomas, hello. It's great to see you guys. The amazing folks behind Ow, fuck. My knee. The folks behind Cardwell Games, they're the ones who did PNW. They're currently releasing a book of card games that's based around Texas instead of the Pacific Northwest. It's super cool. They're wonderful people too. It's like a husband and wife duo with the prettiest fucking booth, and they're based out of the Pacific Northwest. They were based out of, I believe it was Washington. And they, I don't know, it's all like card games, you know, but not solitaire, more like elevated solitaire. You know, it's really cool. So Thomas, thank you so much for the donation. That's absolutely wonderful. With a $50 donation. We still have Nimbus Comics at the #1 spot with $100 donated. Hello. Let's see. Mouse, I believe. Hello, over on Instagram. Let's see. Oh no, Yves says a minute and a half of ads and saying Trivago sucks out of spite. Oh, I'm so sorry. But, oh my god, Gameswell Shop says, hi Diana, good to see you. Hi, there you go. Hi, hello. Can someone remind me to give Gameswell_shop VIP later? And I'll have to figure out I always like boot people off the VIP list and then rotate new ones in to make it work. And then Natsu says, damn Diana with the Christmas cloak. Yeah, I decorated. I don't have that many decorations though. So it's really just like the cloak and then the stocking over there. And let's see, Lucas says we're only like $152 away from the goal. Hell yeah, dude, that's amazing. Especially during Christmas time. I know it's a little hard during the holidays. It's even worse after the holidays, let me tell you. Kickstarters and charities tend to have a bit of a dip once everything's all said and done and over with. So I appreciate you guys immensely. It's why we had a bit of a lower goal this time, but if we have to raise it again, listen, I'd be more than happy to. But yeah, the Christmas cloak, actually, I think the only time I've worn it on stream once or twice as part of like our little Christmas streams. We also had, I wore it as part of a Christmas like mini series that I did over on Forgotten Paths, but it wasn't a video podcast, so I kind of just wore it for funsies. But you know, it wasn't just me. Tyler Scheid dressed up as fucking Buddy the Elf as well, and also it also wasn't seen very much outside of the clips. Let's see. DBC said first year, I believe. Not sure about last year. Gotcha. Gameswell Shop says, thank you, we're real proud of him cooking up more games. Yeah, they're so sweet, they're amazing. Dude, speaking of, hold on, let me do this real fast. Let me showcase. So we actually did some giveaways, and I believe we'll continue to do giveaways. I'm gonna set it up like a little bit more properly when I have a chance. I have been too exhausted. That's why we don't have an overlay this time for this stream. I'll have it by tomorrow. But we'll have an overlay set up, and then we'll talk about doing some giveaways, essentially brought to us by Gameswell and the team over there. But you guys might recognize that I did a giveaway for the PNW based cards a little while ago. Yeah, here we go, the playing cards over in the Discord. And we might do more giveaways like that. I need to figure out, maybe if we hit our goal, it'll be one of those things where you can enter in the Discord. You don't have to pay in order to enter. So you don't have to be a donor, but once we reach the donation goal, then I'll pick a name and then send the address over to the crew, and then they will send you something. I can't remember, and I haven't had time to look, but I'll get that all set up. But yeah, this is what they're from. I also want to point out, as far as like recent releases in the TTRPG space, Maddie has actually been putting out her D&D supplement, and it just launched on Kickstarter. Also Australian, while we're talking about Australian stuff. It's Cersei's Guide to Ayaya. which is over on Kickstarter. Highly recommend checking it out, especially if you were a fan of Dungeons and Demigods back in the day. It's basically like Percy Jackson meets Dungeons and Dragons. There's NPCs, you get your, yeah, Myodra says the Cersei one. Yeah, and she's got like fully amazing artists. One of the guys who did the art for Magic the Gathering cards actually did the like landscape art for the book as well. And it's just a passion project for her. It's not like one of those things where she's looking to make money. She just wants to pay like her artists and her editors and all that and then call it good. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's awesome. Definitely check it out. The link is in my bio. I just posted about it as well, kind of talking a bit more about it. But essentially, if you're a Greek mythology nerd and you love the Percy Jackson world, this is it in D&D form. Dr. Norb says we made it to $300 raised. Oh, which tab is it? Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, okay, so that means that we had, yeah. Oh, so Dr. Norb donated $10. Thank you so much, Dr. Norb. We also had, oh my gosh, who else? I think everyone else is on here already. Dr. Norb, thank you so much for supporting the charity. That is super wonderful. It's always lovely to see your name pop up whenever we're trying to support an amazing cause like this. So thank you so much. Beyond that, let's see. Jarzak says big witch energy. I love it. Oh, 1000%. And Lucas says, is that a giant fluffy bunny in the art? It is. So one of the NPCs has like a little bunny that he takes care of. I forget this guy's name, but it's this guy. He is, I believe, French. But beyond that, he seemed like a nice guy. I think we ran into his dorm at one point, I believe. But anyway, we were gonna talk about that. DVCU said I managed to snag first backer on Maddie's Kickstarter. Dude, that is wild considering it probably launched on Australian time. That's awesome. Galaxy Fox says that looks awesome. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to talk about today, and Instagram, this will involve you a little bit more as well since I can kind of describe things. Hey Eric, how's it going? Hello. It's the Skinny. Welcome in. Thanks for the follow as well. Dendrandra is also here as a new subscriber. Kodo is on 10 streams in a row. Poncho wants me to breathe. I'll just take a sip of water because I am exhausted and dehydrated. So this is something I'm starting as a yearly tradition on this channel. You guys heard it here first. We are going to be going over Time Magazine's top 100 inventions of 2025. Every year they release this list. I don't know exactly when, but I'll have to figure out the exact date so I can put it on my calendar as a special stream. But every year they talk about their best. Hey, Shenanigans, hello. Saying happy I get to catch one of your live streams. Hello. Here's the thing. The best inventions, oh, it's 300 of them. Okay, so we won't go through all of them. We're gonna skip around a little bit. They cover all sorts of different topics and fields, and I've seen some absolutely fucking ridiculous shit make this list. Like, there was one last time that we talked about. It was the, oh my gosh, the Juno bassinet, which was, God, I'm still so mad about this. The Juno bassinet was basically a bassinet for kids made out of cardboard, like fully it's just a cardboard box that you kind of just like unfold, and then it has a little pad in it, and then this is it. So they had this on their Times 100 top fucking list last year. Phil says cheers, and volume seems low today. Oh shit, should I turn it up? Okay, I'm turning my gain up a little bit as well. Hopefully that's not incredibly loud. This is insane, right? So this is kind of where we're at. I've seen some stuff like this. I have also seen some stuff that is genuinely really cool. Supernerd said is the cube rule on the list. Oh my God. Also, hello. And Tank says, good day, Diana, how are you? It seems you're on the latest victim of Twitch's random follow deletion. Oh, I'm sorry, but thanks for finding me again, Tank. It's lovely to see you, and thank you for the follow. Same with XC, hello. Lucas says, I'm thinking too hard about my inventions. I gotta simplify. I'm gonna invent a cardboard milk crate. You mean a cardboard box? No, a milk crate. Oh my God. Tank says, also, sorry I didn't catch you in Melbourne. Oh, yeah, but it's my goal to come back. I wanna come back. So it won't be next year, next couple years probably. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that makes this list. So we're gonna go through it. We're gonna judge the shit out of them. You guys are gonna join me. First up, we're gonna talk about the categories. They have robotics, artificial intelligence, aerospace engineering, crypto? Oh my god. Entertainment, logistics. Let's start with entertainment actually, because I kind of want to see what's in like the entertainment and gaming category. My order is to go to Werribee Museum. I have no idea what that is actually. Okay. Revolutionizing how we play, create, and consume content. Here we go. It looks roughly centered on the screen, so hopefully it looks okay for you guys. Let me fix it real fast for those watching on YouTube's vertical stream. It's not on just chatting. It's on not gaming. Where is it? Sorry, my overlays are a mess. Here we go. Firefox. Scoot that over for you guys. Falcon's Flight, the world's biggest roller coaster. The Nintendo Switch 2. The ROG Xbox Ally X. Buddy. We need to tell someone at Microsoft that it's okay to not have an X in everything. Good God. The Soundcore Rave 3S, which is an on-demand karaoke machine. That's pretty cool. Also a touchscreen projector from Samsung. And then a Epson Life Studio Flex Plus. Dude, I swear, they're just throwing darts in a dartboard and coming up with these names. It's not your dad's slide projector. It's a slide projector? It's a smart streaming projector. Okay. It pivots 90 degrees. It uses a Bose audio system. Really, this tiny thing? That's kind of cool. And then the Epson Projection Studio companion app lets people project photos and videos in real time. I wonder if it'll be used for, what do you call it? The fancy projection? Oh my gosh, yeah, Chippy Flip says Microsoft is the worst at names. Message me in the team on Teams. I fucking hate that. Also, we're already up to $40 raised. Dude, that's amazing. Hold on, I gotta refresh the page so we can actually see who that was and I can add them to the board of Starlight supporters. Yeah, we had Correct, who donated 75 Australian dollars. And then, where's my pen? There we go. Correct. And then Sicarius Dracus with 25 right afterwards, bringing up another 100. That is amazing. Okay, so Correct, here we are. Rect. Haha. With 75. And then Sicarius, here we are. Fucking fantastic name, by the way. That is wonderful. Dracus. God, I wish I was that cool. With $25 right afterwards. There we go. Hopefully you guys can. There we go. So it's not covered as much by the text box. Hell yeah, we made it to 400. That's amazing, you guys. Thank you so much. HG says go ahead and watch Princess Bride this week. I have seen Princess Bride. I'm pretty sure. Have I? Also, RIP to Rob Rayner. Oh no, who was Rob Rayner? Oh, I recognize this guy. He was an actor, director, producer, writer, political activist. What was he in The Princess Bride? Ooh. Hold on. Wikipedia. Where are you? He directed it? Oh. I see. What do I know him from as an actor then? He looks so familiar. Oh shit, he did Stand By Me as well? Oh my god. And When Harry Met Sally. Dude, I remember Stand By Me. Okay, and he was in The Wolf of Wall Street. He was in, I see. So a couple of things. Goodness, he was in Misery? Wild. What a hard left turn. Anyway, rest in peace. Let's see, DBC said, I don't know, the Dickie Roberts movie with David Spade. He was also in various TV shows, including Andre the Giant. Let's see. A comedy television miniseries made about the Princess Bride. Oh, he was in The Bear! Oh, got it. That's what I know him from. Luke says he's also pretty famous for charitable donations and support to LGBT causes. Oh, that's wonderful. He was also in The Partridge Family. Man, what a cool guy. Rest in peace, though. Jesus. I should watch The Princess Bride again. It's been too long. Anyway, Comedy Fan says, if the ROG Xbox Ally X wasn't $1,000, I would agree that it was one of the best inventions. The thing about inventions is, it's only revolutionary if the general public can have it. It's like saying a Porsche is revolutionary. How much are they selling it for? Is it actually just straight up $1,000? Let's see. Gaming habits have become more portable, and the ROG Xbox Ally X is Asus and Microsoft's response to the trend. The two companies partnered to build a powerful handheld that's designed to meet players across platforms. Interesting. It would have been easy mode for us to make another walled garden, says Vice President of Xbox, but players want to be able to play their games regardless of where they came from. So it can play games from across a user's PC or Xbox library, and it can play third-party games because it runs on Windows 11. I like that. I don't like the concept that it's $1,000. Ah, I see. Okay, so the 2025 version, it's about 600. So I get the thing about consoles, right, is that we have different price points for the sake of, oh my god, hi! Roll for Dragons is here! Guys, everyone say hello to Let's Roll for Dragons. This was the show that I guested on back when I was in Australia. Hold on, let me do a shout out. Let's Roll for Dragons. There we go. Guys, give them a follow. They do some amazing stuff. They actually had, you guys had Maddie on recently, right? Or was it someone else that I'm thinking of? Definitely have at least, God, several of my friends on recently, saying we wanted to wish you happy holidays from us at Let's Roll for Dragons and Melvin, and personally thank you for being an amazing player during our Draconic Daycare one-shot. Also appreciate you supporting the Starlight fundraiser. Oh my god, yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you guys. Oh my god, my elder says so many Australian W's. Yeah, truly. We're already at $400 towards our $500 goal, which is amazing. And Nimbus says not to take away from the invention list, but I love this goal. I will match the next donation. That's huge. Guys, Nimbus Comics is gonna match the next donation. Use !donate in chat if you're on Twitch to get a straight up link to it. You can also, if you're watching on YouTube right now, head to the description and it will bring you here where you can see everything about Starlight. You can go to their website. You can look at all the things that they're doing. It's an amazing time. But yeah. I don't know. Okay, so as I was saying, the thing about consoles, right, is that people buy consoles because PCs are really fucking expensive. My PC, I don't know how much this current one is, the ones that Nick and Nikki got me, but the last PC I had pre-2020 and before graphics cards and RAM sticks went insane, then it was, I want to say, $2,000. Nowadays, it's probably more like approaching $3,000 on average, if not more. And consoles were an answer to that, where it's like, yeah, you could spend $400, $500 and get an Xbox and then still play a decent amount of AAA games. Then I felt like handheld consoles were an even cheaper tier below that. Not by much, but like, you know, getting a Steam Deck was a lot cheaper than getting an actual computer. So I feel like these things being sold for $600 kind of isn't my favorite thing ever. I don't know. It also doesn't look like it has different options for storage. It's just, oh, it's upgradable. That's a little bit better. It's only 512 gigabytes. I mean, that's a decent amount. I think my Steam Deck is a terabyte. I might be wrong, but it is nice that they let you play like your Steam games and things like that. That's actually a really strong answer to the Steam Deck. Not gonna lie, that's pretty fucking cool. That being said, I feel like I'm probably not gonna buy one while I have a Steam Deck. Same with not buying a oh my gosh, what do you call it? Oh my god. The Switch 2. So, Bipolar Bear says the Ally doesn't play Xbox games though. The Ally? Oh, also Nimbus says, might have spoken too soon, admittedly. I'll put a decent chunk towards it because that is amazing. What happened? Someone says rip Donegal. Holy shit! What the fuck? Was that the Knicks? Is that why? Okay, yeah, he's saying won't hold you to this one. This was for all of the community. Holy shit. Okay. Dude, my nerd life, Nick and Nikki, just donated $1,000 Australian, saying Medicine God's reporting in. This is from Gen Con and PAX West and PAX Unplugged from Pins. So, and it also says go Lemon Rose fans. Dude, that's amazing. For those who don't know, Nick and Nikki from My Nerd Life, they booth at conventions including PAX's, Unplugged, West, Gen Con. I can't remember if you guys are at East. I feel like you were, but maybe I'm hallucinating. And anytime that they sell specifically the lemon merch from the, so like the little Citrus Sentinel shirts and pins and things like that, they put it towards charity streams like this, and they put it towards a good cause. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nick and Nikki. Thank you for the community for buying the pins and supporting the cause. That is amazing. You guys are gonna go right up at the top here. My Nerd Life. The Starlight crew is gonna be so happy about that, you guys. That's amazing. So we're at $1,000 from them. We also had Yves. Here we go. 371. That's an S. There we go. Yves 371 with $5 Australian tossed into the pot saying, here's the last dramatic 5 left in my bank account from Christmas shopping. I appreciate you, Yves. You didn't have to do that. That's really sweet of you. Going to a good cause. That's amazing. You guys are the best, truly. Nick says, indeed. And Souvenir said, common Nick's W, honestly, truly. Eric says, oh, nice. We'll try to remember to visit at future PAXs. Their booth is so pretty. It's really cool. And they also have the cutest little stuffed animal. It's Caldi, I believe it is like their little coffee dragon. It's really sweet. They're so cool. But yeah, they're amazing human beings. Fuck me, now I have to come up with another... I have to update the goal because we're at $1,705 donated. Our original goal was 500, so that's insane. I might have to up the goal next time. Hold on. Let me at least update it on the overlay. So we'll say like the goal progress is $1,705. And then we'll set a new goal to 2,000 because we're going to be going through the rest of this week. We're not just streaming today. Hey, Starlight Jordy. Hello, hello. Lovely friend of mine saying absolutely blown away with the generosity in the first hour of the stream. Thank you all so much. Yeah, that's amazing. Also, Lyle Thor's Dungeon says, yo, just stopping by to say hi and tell everyone how lovely y'all are today with a little bit of a citrusy orange trio of hearts. Hello, hello, and welcome in for the first time. Norb says, I think you should feel free to be more ambitious about the goal. Try 5K. It is Australian, which is basically nothing in American. So, I'll consider it. I have to like log in and go to like through a bunch of dashboards on Tiltify to do it. But I've updated it up here. So at the very least, we should be able to see that and keep up with it for those who are watching on not Instagram. Sorry, Instagram. But that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Okay, back to the fucking insane inventions that are coming about as part of these releases. So I did want to take a look at, what is it? The touch projector. Because I feel like this is something that we've seen on like futuristic TV shows and things like that for forever. And it just hasn't really, it's like one of those things that I feel like we should have been able to get as an invention forever ago. And it's just now here. The Samsung Premiere 5 is a touchscreen projector. It can be used for much more than movie night. It beams a crisp up to 100-inch image from as close as just 43 centimeters. And thanks to its triple laser tech, it can also become a 40-inch interactive touchscreen. Oh, okay, so the entire 100 inches can't be interactive. That's kind of disappointing, but also I get it. You can project recipes, homework, or yoga onto walls or floors. And it's got 10-watt speakers. Is that watt? I'm pretty sure it is. That are powerful enough for a cinema-like soundscape during multiplayer gaming. Interesting. It doesn't have a link, though. Is it not available for purchase yet? Because I kind of want to see... Oh my god. It's fucking $1,250. Holy shit. Okay. Well, that's technology for you, I guess. That is pretty cool, though. I wonder how it works. If it's just like interrupted laser beams cause it to like do a little touch sensor thing. DBC said, oh, we're looking at bougie shit. We are. Jesus. Let's see. Dr. Norb says, again, you guys can tell me to go kick rocks with my ideas. Oh, with 5K? I can't do 5K all at once, not during the holidays. I imagine we could probably do 2,500 though. We can at least get halfway there. Pot says that's a small price to pay. I don't know. It says triple laser technology, and it's ultra short throw. So you don't have to put it on like a complete opposite wall, essentially, which is nice for small spaces, you know, apartments and things like that. It becomes a lot more doable. Oh, this is kind of cool. It's showing someone doing like a puzzle with the touch screen. That's kind of fascinating, but I kind of want to see more use cases before we get into stuff like this, you know? Like, it'd be great as, like... Oh, so you can, like, control videos and things like that. That's pretty smart. I kind of like that. I don't see the need to project a whole-ass recipe onto my kitchen table, though. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like a small screen works fine for that. Don't these guys also sell fridges with screens? Tensor says it uses an infrared camera for the touch. Gotcha, okay. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I like it. I think it's a cool concept. I think I want like 7 more of these to come out. So that way this one gets way cheaper really fast before I buy one, but it'd be really good for an apartment. Fort Hero says, can it play Skyrim? It has to, right? There's no shot it doesn't. But that's pretty cool. I'm actually kind of behind that one. Where are all the dumb, where are the awful inventions? Hold on, go back to the list. The full list. There we go. So this is entertainment and gaming. I also saw something in here that said experimental, and I'm kind of curious to see what the experimental inventions are. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Okay, let's go to, oh, there's a new enzyme? That's kind of cool. Also, wireless MRI coils that do imaging. Oh, an Axon R. It says a voice for the voiceless. Is it like an accessibility thing? Also, a teeny tiny pacemaker that's smaller than a grain of rice for kids. That's amazing. Also, DBCU said, was that shock salmon? We have to go to the food section. Oh, we're doing that next. Okay, I want to see what food inventions there are, because that sounds so cool. Also, Lucas says if one of my magic cards wins the Discord contest, I'll raffle off the merch store item to anyone who donates to this charity this week. That's amazing! Guys, I love it that you're coming together like that. Brosidian says, can it play Doom 64? I guarantee it can. Probably? Haven't they played that on pregnancy tests? Natsu says, I feel like Dinah just needs a science podcast at this point. I love that you think I actually know about science. I'm just here to complain. So this is a non-invasive headset that gives voice to people who've lost theirs due to traumatic brain injury, stroke, ALS, or other neurological conditions. It measures eye, hands, and brain activity to let individuals select letters, words, or commands. I love that. And it can also suggest response words and phrases to users. Interesting. It also generates speech in their voice. I kind of love that. I'm really here for that. Also, Tensor says a Doom video was played on a pregnancy test, but it can't quite play Doom. Ah, damn. Okay. Well, there goes my next gen console, I guess. Let's see. Tom says, in high school, a friend rigged a Wiimote to the top of a projector with an IR pen to do the same thing as a smartboard. It's probably 10 times cheaper for schools. I was impressed. Dude, do you guys remember the Kinect? I feel like you could probably take some old Kinects, Xbox Kinects, and then make some really cool shit with them, with the technology. Pie Man, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome in. And Nostra says, you don't have to know science, you just have to be thrilled by science and be entertaining. I'm good at one of those things. That's really cool, though. For late-stage ALS patients, yeah, that's really fucking cool. I love that. Let's see. So, we also have Airco Airmade SAF. Oh shit, Airco pulls carbon dioxide from the air to make air-made fuel, turning atmospheric gases into flight-ready energy. The jet fuel meets all existing aviation specifications without using fossil fuels, and the Air Force announced it would successfully power a flight using only the CO2-derived jet fuel. The test proved this isn't just lab science, says Constantine, the co-founder and CEO. It's mission-ready fuel. That's so wild. I wonder if they're gonna start using that commercially. That's crazy. Cause like, I don't know how I feel about like the monopolization of this technology to make it so that, hi Vaporox, hello. The monopolization of CO2 to fuel technology, because then that would mean that inherently we'd have to build flights that can use it, right? Or can they just use this in any airplane the same way that you can normal jet fuel? I'm kind of curious about that. That's really cool. Also, Cold Brew Ghost, hi, welcome in. First Real Ninja says, if you want to guest on the podcast who knows nothing, let me know. I feel like I should have a guest that like knows shit about technology. I feel like scientists can't be that hard to get a hold of, right? They're probably really down to do entertaining on a podcast here and there. I don't know. Nimbus says, wait, Hado says it's huge and the instructions are free online. And Lucas says Airco can't melt steel beams. Hold on. Are the instructions for this actually online? Let's go to the website. Aircompany.com. Sustainable Aviation Fuel. Oh, that's what SAF stands for. Drop-in ready jet fuel. It complies with all jet fuel specifications, so it seamlessly integrates with existing aircraft engines and fuel handling infrastructure. Now, you still have to blend it with at least 50% traditional fuel, but it's drop-in ready without need for blending when regulations permit. Gotcha, so it's just a regulatory thing. That's insane. That's really cool. Also, Cold says, I love your content on Instagram. I had to come check out your stream. Thank you, and welcome in. Cash Cow said you should reach out to Neil deGrasse Tyson. I bet his appearance fees are insane, though. If anything, because he just seems tired. That's fucking sick. So they're partnering with JetBlue, Air Canada, and Virgin Atlantic already. That's so cool. That makes me so happy. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna skip down. Oh yeah, to the millimeter pacemaker, for used in kids with congenital heart failure, heart defects. Is this actually pronounced congenital? Congenital, because it's got to be related to genes, right? I don't know. Anyway, it's a teeny tiny pacemaker that's like the size of a grain of rice, which is insane. That's so cool. They inject it in with a syringe. It binds to the heart using polymers, and it regulates the heartbeat by receiving light signals from a sensor on the skin's surface. That's pretty sick. These are all good so far. Where are the shitty ones? Where are the ones that I'm here to make fun of? Lab-grown chicken. Ooh, hell yeah. In the nascent lab-grown meat space, products come in tiny pieces, like shredded, diced, or melted together. Large pieces of meat would require a constant feed of nutrients and oxygen to every cell in order to grow. But in April, University of Tokyo had done just that, creating what is likely the largest piece of lab-grown meat to date, a nugget-sized chunk of chicken. They grew a chicken nugget! Oh, that's amazing! That's awesome! They engineered a faux circulatory system out of tiny permeable and inedible tubes threaded through the meat. So it's wait, so that means you can't eat it. Damn. Still experimental, the nugget marks a major step towards real slabs sand animal. That's really cool. This is like hope core shit. That's awesome. Yves is stuck behind an ad again. Also, Argent Sky says, haven't caught a stream in a long minute. How's everyone doing today? We're doing good. Welcome in. Hello. And then I also forgot, here we go. I need to talk to YouTube. Sicaria says that congenital means present from birth. Oh, gotcha. Crumpleton says Diana proving her point about being a science list was science list with congenital. Fuck me, forget it. Let's see. Autonomous trucks, that's pretty solid. I want to go to food. Show me the food stuff. Agriculture could count, but let's go into fashion. Food and drink. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Okay, food and drink inventions. First of all, the airflow system. Aluminum cans are only about 50% recyclable in the United States, says Airflow co-founder Buzz Wiggins. That's a crazy name. Shout out to Buzz Wiggins. Hello. Also, hi Itachi, how's it going? And let's see. Itachi is back on a third stream in a row as well. Let's see. So, a water bottle with a svelte, that's a great word, carbonation unit built right into the lid aims to reshape the $40 billion sparkling water industry. Leading up to its launch last year, the company miniaturized its design and worked with the US DOT to become the first federally permitted business to ship CO2 through the USPS. Oh, that's wonderful. Its mail-in refill program then cycles carbon capsules back to New Jersey facilities for reuse, eliminating more than a million single-use containers in a year. That's kind of cool. And you can buy it. Oh, it's not available. Fuck. But you can get this little handheld portable soda maker. I kind of, listen, as a sparkling water girly, I'm kind of down for this. I kind of want one. What is it? Oh my god, they also have a hydro flask screw-on lid that does the same thing.
2 hearts emoji.
For $64. Fill, spritz, and shake. It uses refillable capsules. Okay, this is cool. I don't think I have this type of hydro flask. I only have the wide mouth ones, but I kind of want one. I'm gonna add this to my Christmas wish list. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick. Oh man. Let's see. Allegedly Macy, hey, welcome in. Also, Nostra wants me to do a little sip. Sicaria says carbon recycling is so hot this year. Yeah. And then Lucas says chicken nugget tartare. Oh my god. Oh, chicken nugget tartare it is. That would be awful. Macy is also a subscriber for 5 months. Welcome back. Macy, we're currently raising money for... Oh my god, we're up again. Are we? Wait, hold on. Let me check my overlay. Yeah, someone donated another $20. We're raising money for the Starlight Children's Foundation right now. It's an Australian charity that brings joy to kids in hospitals, not in the video game way, but more in the fulfilling wishes, bringing them the experiences that they can't always have while stuck in a hospital, bringing them their childhood and laughter and all that sort of way. And Eric, 5, has donated 20 Australian dollars. Eric, thank you so much. for the donation and bringing us a little bit closer towards what will inevitably be our successful goal of 2,000. Once we reach that goal, we'll boost it up again. We'll keep going, of course. We've got the rest of the week. And Comedy Fan says, my brain's seeing CO2 canister in a sealed metal container is immediately thinking of dry ice in a plastic bottle. Oh yeah, because it like explodes or something, right? Uncreative also says Dino Nuggies are the superior type of chicken nugget. Oh, 1,000%. They taste better when they go back to their roots in that way. PNG1, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so wait, let me update the progress there. So that way it shows up on screen for you guys even when I click away. Again, I'll have a proper overlay up tomorrow. I just didn't have time today. But that was kind of cool. I kind of want one. It seems pretty sick. So, they also invented a new coffee maker, the AeroPress Premium. I'm not much of a coffee girly, but let's see. It's a $200 metal and glass version of the company's namesake plastic coffee maker. It resembles an oversized syringe. Why would you want this? Why would you want it made out of glass as opposed to like the normal plastic, I suppose? I guess it's just a fancier version? I don't know. Bruh, over on Instagram, hello, saying, what stream is this? We are currently going through Time Magazine's top inventions of 2025 and just kind of judging them. Oh my god, also we have meat. Let's see, Better Meat Co. His company makes Ryza, a complete protein produced by feeding sorghum and potato side streams from French fry factories to a certain microbe. It ferments in mere hours, less than 2.5% of the time it takes to produce chicken, and gains a meat-like texture. Interesting. It can be blended with animal meat to boost low-fat protein content, and it plans to sell, the company plans to sell Ryza as a standalone alt protein, priced lower than ground beef next year. Okay, so that's the thing. I remember learning about nutrition in back in like, I want to say late high school, early college, and you know, lab grown meat and meat replacements are cool. You know, Beyond Meat tastes delicious, it's great, but no, it's not gonna help so long as it's that fucking expensive. You know, hi Winnie, saying hello, Miss of the Rose. Hi. Oh, also Argent Sky says glass is better than plastic in terms of longevity and how sterile it is. So a glass bottle will last longer if it doesn't break. I wonder if it's like actually pretty durable though. I feel like I would rather have plastic, but I don't know. I'm not that bougie. So yeah, if they're actually gonna sell it for less than ground beef, that'd be fucking great. That'd be amazing. I would buy some. Add it to my spaghetti. Let's see. They also invented Bubs, which are foamy vegan gummies, it says. Bubs candies, which come in a variety of shapes and flavors, are a 1990s invention of the Swedish Lindström family. They are vegan, gluten-free gummies that have a unique foamy texture created with a proprietary recipe and manufacturing technique. After the candies went viral in 2024, causing a surprise shortage, they're launching 4 new bagged candies: Sour Tutti Frutti Diamonds, Sour Lemon Raspberry Skulls, Sour Strawberry Vanilla Diamonds, and Sweet Banana Toffee Ovals. I have never heard of these, but I'm glad that the vegans are getting something. Oh, there's also a new, I guess, like alcohol alternative. Isn't an alcohol alternative just a soda? What's the difference? Phoenix says nothing can replace my ground beef. You guys are making me crave beef now. Someone's asking over on YouTube, wouldn't they be at a loss? Like, how sustainable is it? I imagine if it's just being used, so if they're just making like a bacteria, a microbe, into, and they're taking like the off, like the cast off from French fry factories, and then they're using it to feed a microbe, and then that's how they're getting it. I imagine it can't be that expensive, right? I'm hoping. Because if you can sell it for that cheap, there's gotta be a reason. It won't load, but oh well. Anyway, they also have Can. Let's see, people, oh, it provides CBD, oh, and THC, so that gives you a buzz. I see. Gotcha. So it's a weed drink. Huh. It gives people a buzz without problematic stuff like high calories and hangovers. It's got inventive flavors like grapefruit and rosemary, and already sold a fuck ton. And it also has an Aperol Spritz inspired bottle. That's pretty cool. Let's see, a Carapod. A Ninja Swirl by Creamy. Oh my god, Ninja made another machine. Oh, I'm a big fan of what they do. It's really cool. I feel so fancy. It is fancy. It's really fucking expensive. Miriak says I found vegan marshmallows and Fluffernutter. And Cash Cow said Diana wants the meats. Order Arby's. I don't think we even have an Arby's. I don't think I've ever been to an Arby's. Have I ever been to an Arby's? Guys, I've never had the meats. Huh. Chris Mitch says, are we trying to get high from spaghetti? Two different inventions. So this one is Cann, C-A-N-N, which is like a canned CBD THC drink. The first one was called Better Meat Co. They're selling something called Riza, R-H-I-Z-A, and it looks like white meat, essentially. Let's see, we also have, dude, they invented a banana that doesn't brown. Holy shit. The world's most popular fruit grows less so when it gets brown and mushy. To extend the shelf life and reduce food waste, scientists at UK-based biotech company Tropic introduced the first non-browning banana this year. The banana is made using precision gene editing techniques and stays fresh at least 12 hours after peeling and doesn't brown as easily. They're also working on bananas that'll stay green longer and are resistant to fungal disease wreaking havoc across plantations from Asia to Latin America. That's cool. Oh, that's wonderful. Kashka said, no, we need brown bananas for banana bread. I imagine if it's a gene-edited banana, I wonder if it's gonna be incredibly expensive for a while until they get proper production at scale going. But that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. I think that food waste is bad, and even if it's aesthetic, I think it's a great idea. Especially if it's like, yeah, here we go. Gene-edited bananas. Although, this site is anti-GMO, so fuck them. Anyone who's anti-GMO probably just doesn't know what they're talking about. I virtually guarantee it. Oh, here's the zapped salmon. Wild-type salmon saku, the first lab-grown seafood. I swear we did this already. In May, wild-type's cultivated salmon became the first cell-grown seafood to receive approval from the USDA. Lab-grown chicken was only approved in 2023. It was a long-awaited milestone for the founders who believe that cultivated proteins will help improve food security and lessen the environmental ramifications of commercial fishing. By year's end, sushi-grade salmon saku will be served in restaurants in San Francisco, Seattle, Aspen, and beyond. Meanwhile, the company is fighting a lawsuit. They are suing Texas to fight against a law banning the sale of cultivated foods in the state. Why? Why the fuck does Texas want to get rid of lab-grown food? Also, Ninja says I don't like bananas. That's fair. Hi, Lex. Hello. Sorry, I'm streaming talking about Time's best inventions of 2025. Some of these things are actually really cool. I came into it expecting to be jaded as fuck. I thought none of them would be cool or useful, but these are actually pretty sick. So why does Texas care? Especially if it's like a food insecurity thing. I don't see a downside to lab-grown food. Turtle Monkey says, I got my shit back finally. Hi, Turtle Monkey, welcome in. And Elijah says, does it also decrease the mercury content? That's a good point. That's a very good question. Wild type salmon, here we go. The world's first cultivated seafood. It looks fully normal, if not a little bit weird in how it has perfectly straight lines in the marbling. Let's see. A uniformly cut block of raw fish, perfect for sashimi. Freshly made all year. Oh, good for ceviche? Hell yeah. So they start with living cells from salmon, then they grow the cells at the right pH temperature and with enough nutrients. Then they harvest the cells from tanks and integrate them with a few plant-based ingredients to help create the flavor, texture, and appearance of conventional salmon fillets. Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. I like that. It does not have harmful amounts of mercury, to answer your question about mercury. Correct says the salmon used to be Nemo. Let's see. Nimbus says probably the same reason people are anti-GMO. Just stupidity. Great. Love that. Tyler saying, I think the best invention of 2025 is our friendship. Aww. But they also made a really cool salmon thing though. So like, we're going over a bunch of these. What was their, we had one that was really fucking cool. That looked amazing. I really liked the portable soda maker. I think that'd be cool. I'm a big fan of sparkling water though, so I'm really biased. They also came out with a touchscreen projector that was pretty sick. Let's see. Lab-grown fats. What? Lab-grown fat? A robotic home chef? Wait, what is this? Pasha. Okay. It's an AI-controlled dinner maker. It's about the size of a microwave with a burner, stirring attachments, ingredient containers, and a touchscreen to control it all. Pick a recipe from the frequently updated digital library and follow its ingredient prep instructions, then walk away. It adds the ingredients and cooks using AI cameras to adjust, like adding water if it's too dry, just as a human would. Can only do one pot dishes for now, but the recipe range is impressive, and the tikka masala was delicious. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's really cool in theory. I don't think we need it. Is there really going to be a call for this sort of thing where you have to like prepare everything ahead of time? Tyler says I'm anti-carbonation. Why? Wait, actually? Because I know Ben has this thing. Tyler says also most of these things sound like adaptations, not true inventions. They are. Oh, 1,000%. Oh, I will say though, they did actually invent jet fuel that is created with CO2 that can just be used on planes as is. Like you don't need a special engine for it. It's, where is it? Was it an entertainment? I think it was an experimental. Maybe. I forget. Oh yeah. Airmade. The Airco Airmade SAF. So it's like fully just yanks CO2 out of the air and then turns it into jet fuel, I suppose. Tyler says I like flat soda, not big on the bubbly. So my friend Ben, Ben Brainerd, he has this thing where his, what's it called? His like sensors, I suppose. What are they? Fuck me. Not nerves, but like fuck me. Oh, God damn it. I know what it's called. Don't tell me. But like the things, it's not taste buds, but it's like the things that sense whether something is hot or cold or anything like that. Anytime he drinks carbonated anything, it gets mixed up with a burning sensation for him. And so I guess, yeah, nerve endings, I suppose. Yeah, that's probably the closest. I know there's a word for it, but I don't know. But yeah, so he can't drink carbonated stuff. Just can't at all. Poor guy. Tyler says this is basically what it feels like though. But like burning. I mean, I guess it's like burning on a lesser level. Maybe it's just like haywire. I don't know. Let's look at some household inventions. Let's see if there's something that you and I can have in our, something that's not a robot that does like 2% of the cooking work for me, that I could easily do myself and probably in less time. Let's see. Let's start at the top, actually. Aura Aspen. It's from Twitter's first chief scientist. It's a slim anti-glare matte screen that works for smartphone camera, specifically at a 4:3 aspect ratio for portrait or landscape mode. It's just this is just a fancy frame. Don't we already have things that do this? Receptors, that's it. Thank you, Uncreative. Yeah, so the receptors. Like thermoreceptors, essentially. Mm-hmm. Cruppleton says it's like a nightmarish form of synesthesia. Truly. Yeah, this just looks like a normal smart frame. I don't entirely see why it would be specifically good for smartphone photographers outside of an aspect ratio, I suppose, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm just here. Let's see. A solar off-grid performance refrigerator is crazy. I feel like it should have racing stripes. Let's see. A solar-powered refrigerator in South Africa, which has been beset by rolling blackouts for years, in part due to an aging power grid. It's got the pressing need and the sunshine for solar refrigeration, says the technical leader of R&D for power electronics. They cost around $500. Nice. And were distributed in partnership with local governments and the UN. They're planning to sell a model directly to consumers next year, but, oh, cool, okay. But for right now, it's for humanitarian causes. I can get behind that. Turtle Monkey says, what's the projector you were talking about? It's the, where was it? Hold on. Was it in consumer electronics? Entertainment and gaming. Here we go. It's by Sony, I'm pretty sure. Was it? No, Samsung, the other S one. Yeah, so it's a touchscreen projector. It's short range, so you can have it sitting on a table in your teeny tiny ass fucking New York apartment and then be able to play, I guess, checkers using the touch. It has like IR sensors, someone said, in order to get it to work. So, I like it. First Real Ninja says that's cheaper than most fridges today. I know, right? And Eric says a fridge that can keep itself cool with the powers out does make sense. Truly. TBC said the innovative part is how much they realized they could charge for it. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what use I would personally have for a solar powered fridge, but I feel like that'd be really, really cool for people who, I don't know, camp regularly or something. People who live off the grid, you know. What were we looking at? Household. I saw something to do with water down here. Culligan Zero Water. Verifiable water filtration. Most water filters promise clean water, but offer no actual proof that they work. The Zero Water Filter Pitcher features an integrated meter revealing contaminant levels in real time. It removes 99.7% of lead, 99% of PFAs, which are forever chemicals, I suppose, and it's the same concept as sunscreen, says Kathy Kai-Turber, the president of Culligan's Global Products Division. A barrier that filters out what you don't want while letting through what you need, and you'll always know when it's time to change the filter. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I would need that. There's this thing again. Let's see. The Dream X50 Ultra, a step climbing robot vacuum. Let's see. It doesn't get stuck on things. It responds to voice commands, and it can get over obstacles like cords. Okay, that's pretty solid, because like I feel like a vacuum that can't do that would probably just never, I wouldn't use one, to be honest. Oh yeah, Uncreative says the projector reminds me of when I used to be in primary school and they would celebrate those projectors. Everyone wanted to celebrate the sensor. Oh yeah, to calibrate it? Yeah. I know what you mean. Those smart boards. I feel like no one ever really used them as smart boards because they just kind of fucked up more. It was like frustrating for teachers to use. At least my teachers weren't super into it. So I don't know. Let's see. We also have a fancy fan, a pencil vacuum, an in-pool water jet for resistance training for swimmers, a leafy pod. Ooh, okay. With Leafy Pod, the only green thumb you need is for tapping on your phone. The sleek smart planter has sensors that monitor temperature, humidity, light levels, and soil moisture, all accessed via its companion app. But what sets it apart is the adaptive self-watering system. Over time, a Leafy Pod automatically adjusts how much water it dispenses based on a plant's response to its environment. Humans have long talked to their plants. Now they can chat back. We're giving them a voice to say if they're happy or not. That's kind of cute. I think that's adorable. Hey, Sweet Tea, how's it going? Guys, everyone say hi to Bardic Sweet Tea, a lovely content creator in the space, a wonderful friend. Here, let me see if I have a shout out on cooldown. Bardic Sweet Tea. Good to see you. How are you? Oh, thank you so much for rating in. Hi, everyone. We're going over Time Magazine's top inventions of 2025 and judging the shit out of them, because sometimes they're kind of ridiculous. This year has actually been pretty good, though. They made rocket fuel. They made jet fuel out of air, essentially. DeLeon also says solar power everything. Yeah, solar power is real big this year. We also have a pool cleaner, an allergen-reducing cat tree that looks like the most futuristic shit I've ever seen. A portable air conditioner for a warming Europe. Interesting. Notorious for eschewing air conditioners, Europe is getting hotter at a rate faster than the global average. People are really suffering, says Manuel Seethaler, a public relations head at Medea, which just debuted this air conditioner and heat pump last year in Germany. It's quiet and cheap compared to noisy ACs that cost thousands in the country to install. The PortaSplit offers tool-free self-installation and fits flexibly into historical windows. It began selling in France, Italy, Denmark, and the Netherlands this year, making ACs no longer a crazy concept across the Atlantic. Thank fucking God, someone needs to rescue Europe from themselves. Because between the fact that they don't let you take the caps off of your water, they don't have water really, they like don't give it to you or they charge for it, and the fact that they don't have air conditioning is just insane. Someone needs to save them. Europe, if you need help, blink twice, okay? Thermosol Solaris, an off-grid sauna. Ooh, a fancy new vacuum that does like deep cleaning. The kind that like basically sprays water down and then sucks it back up, you know? Let's see. After Hours says the Reflex IFAC system is a really cool medical system. Oh, I've never heard of it. And Hato says everything should be solar powered in Australia. I've just installed the system and I've become 89% self-sufficient. That's cool. Hell yeah. Turtle Monkey says blink, 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 fucking blink. Let's see. A pet fountain? Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of, it's just kind of neutral stuff. A lot of this is just genuinely improvements upon kind of fancy things. Like anything pool related. I don't know if I can ever see that in my lifetime. Let's go to, what else is cool around here? Wearable technology. Oh, also toys and play. We should check out what's new in toy technology. That's probably where a lot of the criticism's gonna come in, to be honest. Elijah says a vertical Roomba. Yeah, actually. Okay, so a Garmin Index sleep monitor. A wrist-worn tracking device that isn't uncomfortable to wear. It's machine washable. It tracks sleep stages, heart rate variability, breathing variations, and skin temperature. It's also got a smart wake alarm that gently wakes users with a vibration during a lighter sleep stage within their preferred wake-up window. That's cool. Okay. So the way that sleep works, I only know this because I used to do a lot of lucid dreaming type shit. I actually lucid dreamed the other night that I was having Thai tea. It tasted okay. It wasn't that great. I also ordered a burger, which was really good. Oh. And then I also saw, there was this cart. Sorry, I'm just talking about my dream last night now. I was like at some random festival and they had a boba cart on one side, but then on the far back area, there was a boba cart that sold Jelly Belly jelly beans in your drink instead of boba. And I went up, and by the time I went up, they only had grape. So I was kind of disappointed, but I did get some tea in my dream. Anyway, yeah, waking up during a lighter REM sleep, or lighter sleep as opposed to a REM cycle would be amazing. I imagine that's gotta be so great to be able to wake up and not be instantly fucking exhausted and miserable. Sicarius also says gently shakes you awake with 10,000 volts. Goodness. Prosidian says my drink is just Patron with some other shit. Dude, I went to a nerd bar when I was in LA, and it was called Scum and Villainy, and it was Star Wars themed by decor, but also threw in a bunch of other IPs in there, like Harry Potter drinks, you know, Lord of the Rings drinks, Fallout-based drinks were really popular at the time, and they had something called the Expecto Patronum, and it didn't have Patron in it, and it was $25 fucking. I'm pretty sure. Oh, God. It also didn't have a picture. I don't think anyone's ever ordered it, because they just, I don't know, they just had a picture of like someone casting a Patronum from the movie. A Patronus, rather. Oh yeah, and Vegas Season 2, Fallout New Vegas Season 2 comes out tomorrow. I need to rewatch the first season. It was really good, even though I'm not a huge Fallout fan. Oh, super cool. Also, Vault Dweller says, do you have many sleep problems, Diana? Yeah, primarily that I don't get enough of it. I was so fucking tired all throughout today, I got nothing done. Ash, hello. I'm doing good. How are you? They also have Meta's Ray-Ban display. Oh, I don't know if I want Meta having access to that sort of shit. Let's see. You can use twitches in your forearm muscles to use your hand to control your glasses. It can create, oh my God, it can pinch and pull windows, tap out messages. Interesting. Okay. Very futuristic. We also have something called the Neurovisual Eye Brain. Once a research prototype used by Stephen Hawking, it formally launched in 2024 as an investigational device. It's an EEG that can capture brain activity, use AI to map biomarkers that may signal conditions like apnea, Parkinson's, brain cancer, or drug side effects before symptoms even appear. Oh, cool. It works with Roche and Novartis. The idea is if we do the AI right, you don't actually have to be in the brain to diagnose problems with it. That's kind of cool. I'm here for anything medical diagnosis-wise. Oh yeah, and Stupid says the Scum and Villainy bars where Kevin Smith does his podcast. I don't think I know who Kevin Smith is. Voltola says EEG is so underused in humans. I used to know what it stood for. But that's pretty cool. We also have an Oura Ring 4. The latest smart ring from a Finnish company that pioneered the category has more than twice as many signal pathways as its predecessor, enabling more complete and accurate readings of physiological data. The ring introduces Oura's smart sensing technology, which captures blood oxygen levels, heart and respiratory rates, skin temperature changes, and movement. In 2024, 2 months after launching the Oura 4, the company introduced its subscription-based symptom radar. There it is. There you go. I knew there would be a subscription in here somewhere. God fucking damn it. A subscription-based symptom radar which identifies early signs of a flu or cold or common respiratory infections. If it's a flu or cold that you're sensing the early onset of, you're still gonna have a flu and cold. You're still gonna get sick. Sensing it early on doesn't really help much. I mean, unless you're contagious before the symptoms appear, but I'm pretty sure you aren't, because the symptom, the sneezing and coughing, is what spreads it. So you wouldn't be that contagious, I'm assuming. I don't know. Yes, an electroencephalogram. That's it. Thank you, Sicarius. Also, let's see. Kevin Smith is Clerks. Also, Dogma and Chasing Amy. None of this is... Hold on. Sorry, Rob Reiner. Who is Kevin Smith? I've never seen this man in my life. I don't know who this is. American filmmaker and actor. He was in Clerks. He was in Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks 2. Okay. Is there his whole filmography? No. Sorry. Stupid said I knew you did not know, but the chat knew, so there may be an impending Google/Wikipedia search. You called it. Let's see. And Mariek says, if I remember correctly, even before symptoms appear, you might be contagious. Oh, I getcha. Okay. I mean, that makes a little bit more sense. I don't like the fact that anything health related is a subscription service, because that gives very much like dystopian, like Black Mirror vibes. I also personally thought that the Aura ring was that birth control ring. So I don't think I know anything, to be honest. That's what we're learning, is I'm just a dumbass. Welcome to the stream. Lukic says she could have lied to us and said, oh, right, him. This guy? He looks like every other dude. This man is generic white man number 7. Separated by generic from number 6 by the fact that he's wearing a backwards hat. Turtle Monkey says I can't even find this dang projector for purchase. Oh yeah, the Samsung one? I don't know if it's available for purchase yet. How much did we see that it was being sold at, chat? It was like 600 something, right? Or maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. DBC said, are you sure you haven't seen him before? We know about your face blindness. God damn it. We also have the Oslo Sleep Buds. Most sleep gadgets just track slumber, but Oslo's tiny squishy Bluetooth earbuds are smarter, adjusting to your sleep. You can listen to audiobooks or playlists until accelerometers in the buds detects you've dozed off. Then they pivot to noise masking, and the charging case, which is filled with noise, temperature, and light sensors, logs how you sleep, offering recommendations for change. Oh, that's pretty cool. It can also eventually, hopefully, talk to thermostats, auto-tweaking bedroom temperatures when its sensors flag restless sleep. They qualify for HSA and FSA reimbursement. I kind of want these. How much are they? They're normally $350. Right now they're $274. I don't know. Oh, Sicaria says, are you thinking of the Nuva ring? That's it. Whoops. Let's see. Viper says there used to was a pill device that could hold 10 different types of meds and dispense them on a set schedule that needed a subscription to work. Oh my god. Kevin Smith also did a lot of stuff for DC Comics. Oh, okay. Gotcha. But yeah, Nonster says they're pricey. I know. I kind of want one though. Cause like Bluetooth earbuds that work, that are not AirPods, that are actually decent. And that automatically turn off your little audiobook once you've fallen asleep, and that can help you. Like, I kind of want one. Although only 10 hours in one charge is, I would have expected a little bit more, but maybe I'm just being picky. What else do we have? We looked at wearable technology. We are, Tensor says I use earring earbuds for sleep. They're so comfortable. Do they automatically turn off though? Do they have a sleep timer? We could also look at, that's aerospace stuff. I don't really care too much about aerospace, design, education, entertainment, and gaming. Oh, we wanted to look at toys and games. I want to see what the kids are into nowadays. Toys and play. Okay. Hey, Bamboo Labs Cyberbrick. Okay. They released kits that include modular and 3D printable parts to build miniature remote-controlled toys. The printers are not included. Okay, so you already have to have a 3D printer or 3D print your own toys. That's pretty cool, but I don't see why you can't just do that. Why not 3D print your own Legos already? Okay, so you can print R2-D2 to swimming rubber duckies and share with the enthusiastic community after creating your own designs. Oh, I mean, that's pretty cute, I suppose. I don't know if we need specifically, like, I don't know if I'd call this a game-breaking invention, though. You know, or a game-changing invention. This kind of just sounds like more of what we already have. Astronomist, hi! Hello, thank you so much for the sub at tier 1. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, and Plague Witch is also here, raiding in. Hi, Plague Witch, how's it going? Yeah, and Tensor says Legos are hard to 3D print. Well, that makes sense, but... let's see. B is for ball. Is the toy every parent swore up and down they wouldn't let baby gear take over their home. Oh, is for every parent who swore they wouldn't let baby gear take over their home. They're 2-piece silicone balls that start as a teether for babies, and as the babies grow, it becomes a bath toy, a stacking toy, and a toy for open-ended, inactive, and imaginative play for older kids. The sky's the limit, and that's exactly the point. I wanted to create a universal and timeless tool for discovery and learning and do it in a way that solves parents' frustrations and respects our environment. Plus, it can go in the dishwasher. So, how is this a stackable toy? It's a ball that starts as a teething toy and then grows up with the kid. Ah, I see. Okay. It's food safe material. Ah, it is an actual water toy. It's not just like a ball that floats. Okay. I'm kind of here for that. The Chomp Shop Chomp Saw, where, oh my god, kids can play with cardboard now. Cardboard is really hard to cut, says the CEO Ramen. It's really hard. Most of the time they need an adult help. So a mini table saw was invented with no blade or spinning parts that could snag hair, and it works like a rapid fire hole puncher. Kids can't fit in the cutting area's opening. They can't fit their fingers in. And it also cuts paper, fabric, and craft foam. I still would be nervous to give this to my kid, but I don't know. DBC said, oh yeah, the cardboard cutter. People are saying this looks amazing. And Nonser says this was new years ago. Huh. I mean, it would be pretty cool to get kids into like imaginative play with, yeah, you being able to use this, do basically anything with cardboard. I think that's pretty sick. I'm kind of here for it, but I also want to know how expensive it is, and it's not available, so I can't tell. Okay. Kind of on the fence. Yeah, Tensor says weirdest way of making Nintendo Labo. Yeah, so a bladeless cutter. We also have something called Clixo. Oh, cool. It's inspired by the intricacy of origami being as accessible as a set of building blocks. Children can turn the light, flexible magnetic pieces into animals, jewelry, cars, whatever their imaginations desire. Ah, okay, so it's kind of like the newer version of Connects, or almost like Legos but flexible, in a sense. I kind of love that. I feel like those would be really fun to have in like schools and things like that, you know? But I worry about the strength of the magnets. Like if it's easy to, it looks like you can basically fold them in on each other and basically make circles and they won't just pop apart. It's $249 for the fucking cardboard cutter? You're kidding. That's insanely expensive. Holy shit. For something that's a replacement for scissors? Also, Stupid Nerd said, I wonder how many times the inventor's kid tried to cut cardboard for them to make this. Truly. Okay, we have time for one or two more. A You Create Barbie. Pixicade. Makes drawings come to life. This toy turns drawings into video games, sparking creativity while bridging the analog and digital worlds. Kids draw their video game vision with markers, take and upload photos, and the Pixicade app creates the playable game. There's no coding necessary. The goal was to help reverse the decline in creative thinking that co-creator Alicia Hortzman, a high school teacher and illustrator, has been seeing among students in recent years. Dude, kids in schools nowadays, I've only seen snippets, but like it's so dystopian the way that parents and teachers are talking about it, where it's like the kids don't know basic shit because they're so reliant on technology. I know this is gonna be the most boomer thing I've ever said, but truly it's like, it's weird. Pixicade sold out soon after debuting in October 2024. I mean, are the games good? Can I draw Doom? Oh yeah, okay. So you can just create your own maps for games. It doesn't actually come up with like original games yourself. But it does let you kind of like create your own like avatars and things like that. You can write out the game's story, concepts, multiplayer, props. That's kind of cool. I'm actually kind of here for this. This is pretty sick. Astronomy says I missed the computer lab class and the actual practical signage class. Signage class? Oh, I've never heard of a signage class. Also, yeah, it's very Scribble Knots coded for sure. Oh, in science class? Yeah, I know what you mean. Stupid Nerd said baby's first game dev kid. It truly is. Also, Nimbus says I'm a restaurant manager and I've legitimately caught teenagers that work for me using ChatGPT to write their request off from work texts. Dude. Oh, it's gonna be fucking... I'm glad I graduated before that all kicked in. I'll say that. And I've talked about that before on YouTube for the members only crowd, talking about my thoughts on the children of today and how it's not fucking great. Immersive technology, let's take a look at that real fast before we skedaddle. Sleek AR glasses for everyone, the X Real one. They look like regular sunglasses and connect via USB-C cables to phones, tablets, computers, or gaming consoles to create a virtual screen of up to 310 inches that floats around you. Then it allows the screen to be anchored anywhere for stable visuals that reduce motion sickness. I don't know if I need AR glasses to do what a monitor could do, though. Especially if the glasses still have to connect with a cable. There's also an AI model that interacts with the real world with AR. Interesting. All right, well, sick. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Turtle Monkey says trifold phones. Yeah, honestly. Also, Lucas says, GG, all good job on charity fundraising. We can raise more this week, and potentially I'll buy someone a Diana the Rose shirt as a giveaway. Yeah, check out the Discord if you haven't already. The message was just in the chat, so I won't put it in there again. But thank you guys so much for hanging out and for helping us donate to Starlight Children's Foundation. They do some amazing stuff. We raised $1,725 Australian for their group. We're going to be continuing the fundraising tomorrow with an actual overlay when I have some time to actually properly set one up. Turtle Day says you've been recruited via the algorithm to join the Roses. Indeed, indeed. We have our biggest donor yet up at the top of the leaderboard here, My Nerd Life, Nick and Nikki, who donated thanks to you guys, purchasing their charity pins and t-shirts over at the various conventions they've been to. If you want to learn more about Starlight Children's Foundation, you can check them out online. They're What We Do, and our impact pages are amazing. They have videos showing kids' reactions to like getting their wishes to come true, and it's super wonderful. Zeus says also, by the way, you looked amazing in your burgundy dress at PAX. At PAX. A burgundy dress. I don't quite remember. Are we sure it wasn't at the Game Awards? Was it like this weekend? Also, Nostra says to we thoroughly debrief the Game Awards. Not thoroughly. We can talk about it more tomorrow. We talked about Divinity a little bit, and also I mentioned Warlock briefly and then proceeded to not talk about it again. So we'll go over that more tomorrow. In the meantime, if you're watching over on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope to see you guys back here again tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific time. I also realized I never went live on TikTok this whole time. No wonder my performance has been decent. Holy shit. I'll do it tomorrow. Thank you so much to everyone watching on Instagram as well. We'll be back live again tomorrow, 5 o'clock to 6:30 Pacific. So I'll say goodbye to all y'all now. And then for the, oh my God, Quincy, hi, Sake, I'm so excited for Warlock. Dude, yeah, it looks so fucking cool. And it's supposed to be open world. It's supposed to be like a proper, I don't know, I'm excited. It'll be so fun. I'm like, I don't know who I need to talk to at Wizards to get a copy when it comes out in like 2 years, but my God, I'm gonna be all over that shit. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you so much to those watching on YouTube. For those watching on Twitch, I'm gonna raid into a friend of mine. Let's see who's on. Who's here? A lot of folks. Just the Human is up. It's our Bards of New York. Let's see. We also have Jaden, Shane, Robert. Lots of folks. Why don't we send you guys over to Cashcal, because Cashcal, one of the mods for this channel, is currently playing what I believe is a horror game, and it's currently, I'm gonna let you guys know now, this stream is 18 plus, but so is his, so on the off chance that you missed the memo, here's your memo. I'm gonna send you guys over to Cashcal, say hello, say hi, be nice to them. They're a moderator around here, so you definitely want to be nice to them, and they're playing a horror game, so, Lucas says Cashcal's always playing horror games. Oh, I getcha. Cool, well, go watch him get jump scared, I suppose. And in the meantime, I will see you guys back again tomorrow. Bye-bye!